Welcome back to Learn BC. You're here with Jared, and we're talking about the Finance 101 series, the sub-series Chart of Accounts. We're on our second SOP, and this is getting into the detail of each procedure. The first, which we covered, was actually the numbering and design, and we did an introduction video that was 30 minutes long that was quite explanative in giving you as much information as we could for things that we would consider when you're looking at Business Central and designing a chart of accounts. So now we're into the operational SOPs. They're going to be shorter videos. I'm going to fly through these just so we can make sure we strike the nail on the head. This one's called Creating a New GL Account. With every one of our videos, we like to cover three key things: the context and the rules. We talk about what is the trigger that starts the process, the preconditions, key principles. Then we go through the procedure step by step, and at the end we make sure we give you visual cues and actual practical demo. The outcomes, we go through what happens if it fails, so what are the exceptions, and what's the post conditions, what's the glorious green fields, blue sky, dream position of this particular SOP. Now, with each of our videos, we ask if you could like it, comment, subscribe, email us at how@learnbc.today with any questions. Would love to have you collaborating with us and helping build this channel to be something great. Let's get started. Well, creating a new GL account is quite logical. We're going to dive right into it. There's a trigger. There's a new financial account is required to be to record a type of transaction which cannot be captured by the existing GL structure. So you've got a chart of accounts and you've got something new that's happened, or a new type of expense or something, and so the business has a need. You need to capture and separate it, and so the trigger is I need to create a GL code. A GL account. Now, the preconditions here is the finance manager has approved the creation. You shouldn't have the authority to create GL codes unless your financial headship that signs off in reliance of this system is aware and has approved it. Account number selected from the approved range with no conflicts. We've got to make sure that the account category and subcategory are identified and the relevant posting group set up if direct posting is required. Okay, so if you've got something, if it's a subledger account, there's going to be a posting group for it. Key principles here: approval required before creation. So don't touch it if you don't have authority. You should never, ever touch the chart of accounts without the relevant authority. Prefer dimensions over new accounts. So I would rather, in our design, is to use dimension codes to break apart reporting and keep a simple chart of accounts at all times. And the third thing here is consistent naming convention. So account names must follow the organization's naming convention, clear, concise, and consistent. And if you're using GAAP, which is a different accounting standard, there may be legal ramifications for you getting this wrong. You need to make sure that the naming convention is correct. In IFRS, it's pretty open. Critical warnings: so do not create posting accounts with direct posting enabled if the account is intended to receive postings through subledgers. So a key here, we talked about in the last video, the banking. We shouldn't have direct posting on for banking. The reason for that is because banking has a subledger and the posting is through the posting groups through the subledger, which then posts the GL. So it's a natural approach, which makes sure we always keep our ledger and our subledgers fully reconciled, because there's no capacity to do anything but one source of truth. So the steps are: open the chart of accounts, search chart of accounts, or go into the finance menu under the business manager role and you'll see chart of accounts. Create a new account, so click new, add effectively a blank GL, a card will open and enter the account number you're wanting to use following the approved numbering convention. So you want to pretty much override that into which section. So we talked about in chart of accounts design, you will leave caps, you choose what number you're wanting to use. Assign category and subcategory, so select the account category and subcategory from the approved list. I would go as far as setting up I'm gonna take you through the card. I'm gonna take you through if it's an expense account, any of the posting setups. You maybe have to support consolidation. We may have to support currencies, and we may have to support there's a bunch of things there. I'll take you through it on the card as we do it. And then once you've done that, run the indent. So I know I added a GL code in the last video. Okay, I did it quickly. We're going to go the long way today. I'm going to walk through each of the fields so we at least understand what we're doing. Now, exceptions. Account number already exists. It will throw an error. You cannot create a duplicate GL account code. If you've not done this right, you're going to get an error. Required subcategory not available. You need to go to the GL account categories and add that if it's relevant for your reporting. It will help. The posting group's not available. Well, create what's required. Okay, so if you've got a new products type or a new revenue center or a new cost center, and this is a GL account for that, then of course you're going to have to go and create the new what account, which we're talking about, and then map it to the who's. So that's effectively your general business posting group and product posting group needs to be aligned. So the post conditions is the new GL account exists with unique account number, correct income balance setting, category and subcategory assigned. Posting groups assigned if direct posting account. So I'm going to show you that. Indent chart of accounts has been run. Account visible and correctly positioned on the trial balance and creation recorded in the COA change register. So when you touch, we'll cover this later. We're going to talk about change management and tracking, and it will automatically log this change and then report. An email should shoot out to whoever's responsible for monitoring this sensitive field. They're going to get an email saying that you've touched it. So your fingerprints will be all over this. Just be aware of that. Let's get into Business Central. All right, so here we are. We're in Business Central. This is our copy of Kronos. It gives us a capacity to just use test postings because there's already postings set up. You can get to the chart of accounts through clicking the finance menu in the business manager role. If you're in a finance role, it'll be in a different menu. But going through the menu loads it full screen. If you type chart of accounts, so if I type chart of accounts, you're going to find it pops up as a pop-up, and that may not be ideal. Now, if you've got a bookmark there, see this bookmark, the page is bookmarked. It means that it's sitting here on your bookmark bar and you can go straight into it in full screen. So you've got three options to get to your chart of accounts. For today, just for this example, I'm going to create a new bank account called 1011. And before I do, if you're doing currencies, you need to make sure that you've already got a currency established with an opening balance. Okay, so if you're saying USD or whatever else, I'm not. I'm just going to create this as a savings account. And so I'm going to call this bank savings. Now, when I was playing with this in setup, I dragged in through personalizing the number 2. The reason why number 2 may be important for you is if you're migrating from another chart of accounts and you want to keep reference to the old COA for a period of time, it's super useful because it is exposable on reports. So I'm just going to hide that again. The key things that we need to do, what is it in income or balance sheet? From here, what is the account category? I'm going to make this an asset. What is the account subcategory? Okay, I'm going to make it cash. Is it debit or credit or both? Usually it is both. Is this a posting account or is it a begin total or an end total section? So you can't post to begin totals or end totals. They're just totaling accounts. And the totaling number, if you are a totaling GL account code, which you're not if you're posting. Now, there's a couple of other settings when you click show more, show less. So just remember to click the show more, show less. First things first, the bank number of blank lines between this and other GL codes, I've kept that at 0. New page means do we insert a new page every time we run a finance report? So you could group a whole heap of COA you basically your chart of accounts into your bank accounts, and then move into your current assets. So start off with banking, move into assets, then move into whatever. Like as you move down the chart of accounts, you could have a page per each instead of just printing it all off on one massive sheet. So for your other options here, direct posting, super important. If it's a bank, it should be turned off. If it's a reconciliation account, this should be turned on. Automatic extended text, this is very uncommon. You don't see a lot of. Let's just scroll down a little bit. The posting setups, if you're using this as an expense account, you've just created not a bank account, but this is going to be an expense account that you're going to journal into, and direct posting is enabled. For example, when we go into this, I would generally set your posting setups accordingly. What is your most common? All right, because it's going to use this when you load a template, and you want to make sure that you've got it there. You can always change it on the line, but the most common that you're going to process or journal, this just sets it up so you don't have to keep changing all four every time you do a new entry. You've got a few options around here about withholding. You've got the intercompany GL code and the deferral template code. Revaluating is about the currency code, so if this is an overseas currency. Consolidation, commonly, I would always, for the whole COA, match whatever my COA in my master template is, I would match to the consolidation account. And how that works is that when you consolidate, a consolidation entity goes and fetches, all right, it goes down to the branch entities and says, give me all of your entries, and the entry the GL code on all of the entries says, okay, this is where I want you to put it to in the consolidation. So this being a template for a child branch entity, it has already told the parent where to put this to. Now, if you've got 100 codes for banks, you may turn around and use the same code for all of your banks. That way cash just comes up to one position. That just gives you that ability to split it out and to take advantage of some of the features that they do there. And then you've got consolidation translation. So this is the rates, because you may be using currencies. Reporting, exchange rate adjustment, how we doing that. And so as a general ledger account, by default, straight out of the box, we're up and running with an account. Now you may attach over on the right here some details that some notes that are applicable, who authorize it, etc. You've got your source currencies, which you can actually see if you've got them configured. And then there's a few other things we'll go through in other videos, which is to do with the dimension setup, etc. But as I go back, you can see here, it's not indented, and I have to go back into home and indent the chart of accounts. And yes, and it's going to fix my savings account and put it in the correct place on my chart of accounts. So it's very easy to create an account. The key fields that are required is your number, your name, and then the first 5 fields here. So is it income or balance, account category, subcategory, debit, credit, account type. If you've done that, you'll be able to use this GL account code. Okay, that's the basics of creating a new account. You only then do further if it's an expense account. You may want to pre-configure your postings, all right? And if it's a consolidation account, you may want to configure consolidation. And if it's a currencies account, you may want to turn around and set the currencies. That's your exceptions just there for the setup of a GL account. I'll see you in the next video.